Morning, everyone. I'm Sid Kuller, and welcome to the Integrated Wellness Podcast. The subject of today's podcast is: can hypnotherapy be used for sustained weight loss? Is it possible to achieve weight loss that sustains long after the therapy coaching period has gone in the past? Is it possible for the average person to keep off the weight lost? First of all, what is hypnotherapy? As per the US Department of Labor, it induces a hypnotic state in a client to increase motivation or alter behavior patterns, consults with the client, probably the hypnotherapist in this case, to determine the nature of the problem, prepares the client to enter a hypnotic state by explaining how hypnosis works and what client will experience, tests the subject to determine the degree of physical and emotional suggestibility, induces hypnotic state in a client using individualized methods and techniques of hypnosis based on interpretation of test results and the analysis of the client's problem, and may also train the client in self-hypnosis conditioning. Now, in normal language, what does that mean? In normal language, that means clients enter a state of mind during which they respond better to suggestions, during which time constructive suggestions are made by the therapist meant to sustain and manifest after the session too. Compliance with these suggestions are meant to have therapeutic outcomes, and suggestions related to the therapeutic loss of weight have been found to be effective. You must take a look at the article which I've written on this, where you'll find academic references supporting everything that I'm saying here. So the question becomes, what are the suggestions? The suggestions in this instance will be on the lines of the IF90 Lifestyle Change Program, which allows clients a little easier path to implementing prescribed lifestyle changes. For those of you who don't know what the IF90 program is all about, essentially the IF90 program talks about 5 pillars. All the program's contents are centered around 5 pillars, which are dietary frequency, dietary contents, self-awareness, physical exercise, and dietary knowledge. So a combination of these pillars achieves the best results, and even if you follow a single pillar, you are still going to end up making better decisions, and you will still lose weight and get other therapeutic outcomes. So what happens during a hypnotherapy session? Typically, the client and the therapist meet online with the client in a safe, quiet, and comfortable location, such as their own home. We do our meetings on Zoom. After this, the client is informed of the procedure to follow, which is typically about 15 to 30 minutes of trance induction and program-related suggestions. This is then followed by a discussion, and that's usually the end of the session in most cases. Keep in mind here that the patient-therapist relationship is an important component, and the quality of that relationship actually affects the outcomes, both the magnitude of the outcomes as well as the sustainability of the outcomes. It is important to keep in mind, a lot of us, we fear that what might we say or do during these sessions. It is important to keep in mind that a patient is not likely to share or do anything during these sessions that they don't want to. Please feel safe on that front. Interestingly, weight loss efforts accompanied by hypnotherapy are likely to result in better results than just those weight loss efforts. That's quite interesting, huh? Actually, not really, because it stands to reason. Because if you do have certain things you need to do to lose weight, it stands to reason that hypnotherapy is going to help with implementing those suggestions, doing them in a more routine fashion and all that. Anyway, apart from being effective, hypnotherapy is also relatively inexpensive and has no known side effects. Now, this is a marked improvement over pharmacological and surgical treatments for obesity, all of which come with substantial side effects. So if you have any questions, just click on the article which I've written, and you'll find a button there to schedule a free consult, and let's have a chat. Sid Kuller again, signing out.